Hello and welcome to Football Now, where we'll be giving you our previews and predictions for the latest round of Premier League fixtures. Connor will be running you through the betting odds as well. As you can see, this video, will be the subject. Sheffield United hosting Wolves at home. Sheffield United not having the best season right now. I think we can all agree on that. Connor, do you want to run us through the betting odds first of all, and we get into the game?
Yeah, Wolves, as you'd expect, favourite just because Sheffield are doing so poorly. And to be fair, Wolves have found a bit of form. I actually think evens there for Wolves is pretty decent value, just because Sheffield haven't won a game this season. You see there they've lost. Well, I mean, it's just all else, isn't it? You know, they've got that one draw, and a few of their defeats as well. You know, they're taking a few hammerings. You know, when they were losing at the start of the season, it was just by the odd goal, but last time out, Arsenal 5-0 at the Emirates. Obviously, one of the toughest places to go is still. Obviously, we spoke about the 8-0 a few games ago now. Against Manchester United, it was only 2-1, but it was a loss. Fulham as well, 3-1. West Ham 2-0. They're all losses, and I do feel a little bit for Paul Heckingbottom because he's got an injury list as long as my arm, and I think that's probably why he's still in the job. I think. There is some sympathy there because I think that they sold their two best players as well before ball was even kicked, and then they've got an injury list so long as well. So it's I think the owners are probably rightfully thinking, well, if we bring someone else in, are they going to turn things around? I don't think the resources are there, so I think that's why they're sticking with Paul Heckingbottom. But you see Wolves there, you're barely in the picture because they've not lost in 5 games. And the 12th there, they really are climbing up the table. And a few of their performances now are getting a lot better. Last time out, they got a very, very good point against Newcastle. It could have been more, actually, because Newcastle were awarded a very dubious penalty, which I don't really see why there was awarded a penalty. Hwang went to kick the ball, but, he stopped and kicked the ground. I don't think he made any contact with the man, so that was very, very strange. But speaking of Wang, he's just been fantastic, hasn't he? He scored a great goal actually last time out against Newcastle. He just, we've spoken about for a few seasons now, but where are the goals coming from? And it's they've finally fixed that problem. So I think Gary O'Neill has just been absolutely fantastic. I mean, prior to that Newcastle point, there was wins. Win against Bournemouth, a very, very good point against Aston Villa. And obviously that win against Manchester City. So, yeah, they've been fantastic. Sheffield just seems to be getting worse, unfortunately, as the season goes on. Wolves seem to be going the other way. Like I said, it's not just the points; it's also the performances as well. So I think evens for Wolverhampton. I think if Sheffield are going to turn it around, this isn't going to be the game to do that. So I think that's pretty good value there, and I will be getting on that in a knacker to get that boosted quite a lot.
Yeah. I think we've spoken about Wolves from early on. We felt like there was something there. You've mentioned now they are finding their form in terms of the results, but also the goal scorers. Hwang, I think Neto has been incredible as well for them going forward. But it's really the opposite of Sheffield United, isn't it? You've run through their latest fixtures there. I've got a list up here, and it's just all red, bar a 2-2 draw of Everton at the start of September. I'd be I think we said something similar about Burnley, but even more so with Sheffield United, I'd be absolutely amazed if they were still in the Premier League next season. And it's a shame because, like you said, you can't help but feel for Heckingbottom and the players. I've got a list of their injuries here, some big players out for them. These are the home games. The home games, I suppose, are the ones where you should be targeting to get the points, but I can't see them getting anything from this, and I definitely can't see them, like I said, staying up in the Premier League. They've got 1 point to their name right now. They're already 5 adrift of 17th place, escaping the relegation zone. It's not a great time for Sheffield United and their fans right now. I'm sure though you touched on the recent form of Wolves. There's a lot of reason to be optimistic there. New manager, but the last 4 games, 2 wins, 2 draws. Those 2 draws are very good results, I'd say, as well. At home to Newcastle and Aston Villa have been 2 great sides this season. Beating Bournemouth away, and obviously that win at home to Man City at the end of September. They really have picked up, and I think I've said this in recent weeks. I love watching them, to be honest. They're going forward. They're just such an entertaining side to watch. You mentioned Hwang and Neto. I don't know. There's just something about this Wolves side where you always feel as though it's going to be an entertaining watch, and now they've been like that throughout the season. But in recent weeks, they've started to turn that into results as well. I think we touched on when they played Liverpool at the early kickoff midway through September. They were brilliant for the first 45 minutes. They should have been 2 or 3-0 up at the break, but just couldn't put those chances away. And Liverpool managed to sneak back in the game. And in the end, they had that, just a little too much quality for Wolves on the day. But since then, like we've mentioned, they had a brilliant October and end of September, and they really are kicking on. I'll be amazed, to be honest, if they didn't get something from this game. You can see the odds. Connor spoke you through the odds there, and with good reason. I think Wolves are our favourites. We've got our own prediction head-to-heads going on, as I've mentioned in the previous videos. You can see I've taken the lead there right now. Connor's going to be looking to close on the gap. Just to explain this, you get 3 points for the correct scoreline and 1 point for the correct result. Connor, I'll give my prediction first again. I think you want me to give mine first. See if you can mischange any of your fortune. But I'm going to go for a Wolves away win. I'm going to go 3-0 Wolves away win. I think they'll win this game fairly comfortable. I don't know about you. What's your prediction, Connor?
Yeah, I mean, I was thinking something similar. It's just whether I take a risk to try and bring up the points.
Risky game.
Yeah, I'm going to go with 2-0. 2-0 Wolves. I think they can show some good defensive solidarity at times. I mean, we saw in the Manchester United game. They only lost by a 1-goal margin. And there has been a few performances this season actually where especially early on, where they have just been a narrow defeat. I mean, last time out 5-0 against Arsenal. It's a difficult place to go. But it was only 1-0 at half time, so they were in that game for the first half. I think the one thing I will say about Sheffield is that despite their awful start to the season, if they get one win, they're only 2 points outside the relegation zone. So, for as bad as we're talking about Sheffield, they could be leveled on points with Burnley come the end of the weekend. So, there's still that avenue out of it. They're not stranded. I think Southampton last season, they were stranded very, very early on. That's not the case for Sheffield at the moment. But they do have to start getting points, and I don't think this is the game that'll do it. So I'm going to go with 2-0 Wolves for this one, and then they can look forward. I don't think they've got Brighton next, so I don't think they're going to get anything from that either.
No, I agree. I think we're both backing Wolves to get the 3 points there. And having said all that, I mentioned the competition at the start of the video. We're going to be doing videos for all the Premier League games this weekend. So find them on the channel. We'll see you over there.